Evening folks, as you can see I've acquired an SP7 today, but apparently the only gas-fired one ever made. As you can see I've just started running it. It is fitted with a boiler top-up valve, which is apparently something that may be filtering down to, or at least fitted on some of the models in the near future. Something that I've never had on anything, to be honest. Perhaps a usable feature, especially if you're doing exhibitions and stuff, keep them going without stopping. Personally, when I've done exhibitions 20 odd years ago now, it's a case of then it was run a train. While that's running, you was running, say, a steamroller, and then you'd swap and run a traction engine and then keep moving them around. But anyway, the facility's there. 4mm diameter recess in the top, and you lot will probably know anyway, just use a garden sprayer, which can be sourced on the web quite cheaply. Relatively small frame. It's fitted with a 40 psi safety valve, but you can have a standard 20 valve if you wish. And well, this is the first few minutes of running. Displacement lubricator fitted. Nothing much to tell. Slip eccentric, of course, one way or the other. Rotate the wheel, flywheel one way or the other, and it'll reverse or forward depending which way you look at it. Obviously twin sleeve valves, one for each cylinder, and I think this is the first few minutes of running. Let's have a look at the flame. We've got a fairly small flame there. Oh, I bet it's an ½ inch. I'm going to turn it up a fraction. Try not to stop it with my big hands. Just up a little bit now, and we'll see. See how slow we can get it to run. It's early days yet, but I think I prefer the wheel to the lever on the SP8. Not really makes any difference, both do the same job, both is controllable. I should keep going at that speed. This is the very first run, so obviously some running in to take place. I've given her a bit of a polish. I say her really because it's got a boy's name. Because my greasy paw print everywhere earlier on, he went a good look over. But as it's SP7 Geoff, I've shortened it to Geoff. So Geoff the steam engine. Might not go much slower than that, but that's not bad. I'm not going to do a full-blown video in my own, shall we say, amateurish way, because there's already a couple of videos on the forum, I think. Definitely one anyway, of the SP7. But very nice runner. There's no exhaust via the chimney. But that's about it really. So I'll leave it to run a bit, leave the video on for you, and I'll have a play around with the speeds and see how we get on. That's wide open. I'll just back it up a fraction. I'm going to turn the valve up a bit on the gas. I've turned it out. Find the lighter somewhere. There we go. That. There we are. I was having a word at the factory about the cleaning of the lemon. We're using lemon juice inside the boiler and what have you. A weak mixture, so I've dropped my 50-50 to roughly 25-75. I've done this and there was absolutely nothing inside. But does seem to work. I was intending on doing a video on one of my traction engines. Got a really bad sight glass, but it's just gone too far for it to make much of an impression. It did improve a little bit, and to be honest, I even tried just the lemon juice to clean it and warm as well. But anyway, we'll get this going again shortly. It seems we're nearly ready. I was actually in the factory and they was putting this one together. I got there a little bit earlier than I said, and they were still putting it together. And on the air test, I think it run on, I think it was 3 psi if I remember correctly. So not a bad runner by the looks of things. Oh, there we go. Not quite ready. But I have found with the gas, you really have to experiment with the height of the flame. Ooh, wrong way. Apologise for that interruption, folks. That's some pleb trying to sell me some rubbish. could do with that engine in my old Series 2 Land Rover. That is by some margin one of the most powerful Mamods I've ever had the pleasure of seeing or indeed running, I should think. I'm thinking pithead gear out of Meccano and using this to power the lift. Afternoon everybody. Right, here we go folks, we've got the SP7 connected to the winch from the flywheel to the drive there, and then this O-ring which appeared from somewhere just about, well, almost the right size. It's slightly slack, but that's not a bad thing. Should anything go wrong, that will be the first thing to give out in traction, and thus saving any injuries or breakages, because it is quite a powerful winch as long as it'll drive it at 400 to 1. You don't get your fingers caught in the 2 or 3 gears that are, well, not easily get atable, but you could do. The gears are this side, which is the operating side, so should only be me if I'm foolish enough to put my fingers in there. We're fired up, we're oiled up. I say fired up, we're getting fired up, we're oiled up. I've had to use a flexible lighter with a flexible hose to get in to there to light it, and I can't really see how high the flame is, so I need to get a little dental inspection mirror, but there we are. We'll just wait and see first if she drives it, and second if she'll lift a fair way. There you go folks, it needs quite a bit of pressure to go well and to go reasonably fast. It is lifting, and I'll show you in a minute, 10 full boxes of Mamod fuel, the solid fuel of course. And a rather heavy hook now. Or it was, on a Meccano pallet. I'll just get up pressure properly because I was a bit too hasty there. Sure, I'm still going. I had the flame a bit low, so it's taking ages to get up steam. But we'll show you the pallet. Right folks, you should see the pallet come into view very shortly. Just trying to regulate the pressure because it's cold in here today because the household boiler's gone pop. Very cold. I think it's taking a while because of that, but there you go, you should just see it just lifting. We're not blowing up on the safety valve yet, and to be honest the pressure's a bit low. So as you can see it does work, and it works better than I thought. But it's such a pain to see get the flame right, so I must get a mirror. But it does work, we just need a bit of playing around. Safety valve's blowing off. Let's try again. There we go. It keeps pulling it at that speed. That's not too bad at all. Ideally, I would have liked a larger pulley at this end to give more pull than speed, but as it's such low geared, we've got away with that. The trouble, well not the trouble, but the SP7 is only fitted with the one pulley, which is the one machined into the flywheel, because you've got the two eccentrics, slip eccentrics both sides for each piston. There's no room for an ordinary pulley, so that's your only, I won't say drawback as such. It just takes a little bit more thinking about when you're going to drive something. Like I had to raise up these pulleys so the belt would clear the base. I suppose, well, slight disadvantage you might think is that you've got a strong engine with twin cylinders and a large pulley at this end, which means you're losing a little bit of that strong power, unless you go really high on the a really large pulley up there. Anyway, we're blowing up again. I'll keep turning the gas up until we get it to run nice, and then I'll mark it, see what it's doing. So here we go again. First time this one's been used for several months. But it looks like the belts are all about right. Tension wise, I thought that one might be a bit loose. That one definitely feels a bit loose. Better too loose than too tight. Unless it's that loose at doing grip.